Hey friends, Hanshi Boone here. I got a couple people that are going, hey, can you show us the nunchuck drill so we can practice at home? And so I'm gonna go through the drills as well as the combos. Just know that the brief period of time that I'm showing each of these is not enough for you to practice. You need to do more. And so the first one is to do an outside backwards circle. Look at it, make sure it's going backwards. Try to get it as flat, straight up and down on your side as you possibly can. Do this till your hand gets tired is what I do. I do it till my arm gets tired, and then I'm going to switch to the other hand and do the same thing on that side so that I get, again, I want to get that exhaustion. When you start to get exhausted, your body starts to work economically and it stops fighting you on stuff and you end up doing a better job. Once you've done that, switch back to the other hand and do forward outside circles. Again, till the hand gets tired, and then switch to the other side. And then you're gonna switch back to the right side and do backwards inside circles. Again, try to get it straight up and down. And now the way to stop this one is just come over your arm, and then you can bring it back and do forward inside circles, and then make sure you do that in your left hand as well, okay? And so you're gonna go backwards and forwards on that. All right, now that might be a challenge enough for you. And if it is, then just work on those until you get really smooth and confident and comfortable with those. The next stage is backwards figure eights. And this is where we have a lot of people that seem to struggle to get the backwards thing down. Think of it this way, it's trying to hit you in the top of the nose. And that way you know. Now, because it's coming backwards, the only way to stop it, if it's going really fast, is go over your arm. All right, and you should be able to see it hanging underneath your arm like that. And then you're gonna do forward figure eights. And most people seem to do this one easier. Now this one, you can end this two ways. You can catch it in your hand if you're coming inside like that, or you can catch it, no, if you're going outside, you can catch it in your hand, see it outside to the hand. And if I'm coming inside, I'm just gonna catch it in my armpit, boom, like that. Now make sure you do those on the left side too. I was really terrible on my left side. My instructor said, whatever you do on your right, do twice as much on your left. And that really it's really good advice. And so I did that as well, and so that I get that time in on those. Okay, all right, now we're done with the spinny stuff. Now we gotta work on transitions. Transitions, you're gonna open your hand. Don't put it behind your back, put it in front of your stomach and put it on the back of your tricep. You're gonna touch the hand. And you can see I'm just kind of touching the hand, making sure that my angle is such that I'm aiming at the right spot. I don't want to miss it. I want to make sure I hit it every single time. Once you get this down, pretty comfortable with it, do it on the other side, okay? And then you're gonna touch it and grab it and then release it so that your hand is learning to trigger and catch that chuck, okay, because that's vital. And then you're gonna do it on the other side as well. Then you're gonna just start doing transfers from one side to the other. Just bring it up and over. Now this is all fun and all that, but doing an outside circle and over gives you a little bit more coolness factor and helps you get your coordination down and get that hand in place, because you have more time to do that. You can do one inside circle as well. It's pretty fun. And you can do a figure eight and over, which is my favorite. You can't stick your hand over there as quickly when you're doing the figure eight because you'll hit yourself with a hand, but that helps. Okay, so those are one type of transfer from one side to the other. There's lots. There's the front one and there's around the neck, which we're gonna do in a minute. Okay, so those are those. Now here's our three strikes. Strike number one is a horizontal strike. You're gonna bring it across, you're gonna bring it back, and you're gonna come over the shoulder. Now I'm pretty close to the camera here. You wanna make sure you're stretching your arm all the way out when you do this because you're trying to hit your opponent at length. The longer the weapon, the more powerful it is. And as you bring it back, to get back over your arm, you can't just whip it back like that, you're gonna hit yourself. And so what we do is we bring it back and then we loop it down and come straight over. That way it ends up right back exactly where we want it. And so you're gonna come across and back over. And think of it like, you know, those ribbons on the back of the truck that says support our troops. Think of it like that little ribbon, and you're gonna come back and then loop it over like that. Do 10, 20, 30, 100 of those on one side, and then do a bunch on the other side. Now, strike number two is the really fun one everybody likes. We call it a triangle strike. I usually just refer to it as belt, belt, and over, because you're gonna imagine you just have this little stick here, ignore the other one. You're gonna take this little point, like the magic wand end of it, I guess, and put it on your belt right there. And then you're gonna bring it back over and put it right here. And then bring it right back over. So obviously this is the hit, bam. And then right back over like that. And so you're gonna do, again, 10, 20, 30, 100 of those, however you get really, really smooth and fluid with them. If you're in our Masters Club and you're working double chucks, you're gonna get really smooth at these because you're gonna be working both either at the same time or in a round chasing each other, which is very fun. All right, the third one goes between your legs. No, sort of. And so you're actually gonna aim for the inside of your leg, right there, because you don't wanna actually hit yourself in your sensitive areas. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit myself on the inside of the leg. It actually wraps around the leg, it doesn't come near anything sensitive at all. It might be good if you're wearing a uniform to twist your belt to the back so it's out of the way, but you can do that. Now I like to add an extra spin here and then extra spin back up. And so that just gives it a little bit of a cooler appearance and allows me to get where I wanna go with it, okay? And so those are your 3 strikes. So strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3, and that's it. All right, so now let's go ahead, practice those, get really smooth and fluid at those, and now let's look at the combos. We do have a form for single chuck and for double chuck that Mr. Noah is teaching, but I prefer just to work on the combos and then kind of design a free-flowing form every time I train. Just like jamming, like if you're a musician, you jam with your instrument, it's kind of like that. When I jam with my instrument, people call the police. It sounded, my mandolin is terrible, my harmonica is worse, okay? So, but here's combo 1. Combo 1, I'm gonna do a forward figure 8, and from here, I'm gonna, as I come to the inside, I'm gonna touch under my arm here, I'm gonna touch over my arm, and then I'm gonna catch it. All right, and this helps me to learn how to do my catch, and it's a really good way to kind of finish off a form or a section of a form. You wanna make sure you do that on both sides. I would do it 10, 20, 100 times. All right, combo 2. Combo 2 is, we didn't actually practice any of these spins. You're gonna do a flat spin and go to your belt, and then as you come out of it, you're gonna do another flat spin going the other way, and you're just gonna kind of open your hand and do a side catch like that. It's a cool little side catch. Now, if you want the more advanced version of this, instead of doing the flat spin, you're gonna do a flat figure 8, and it's called whip, and like that. And I really like that one. This one took me a really long time to learn. My left side, still working on that one. I can do it and do it consistently well, but I don't practice things till I get them right. I practice them till I no longer get them wrong. So I got a lot of practice left to do with that one. All right, combo number 3. Now we're getting to the fun stuff. This one's actually a transition. And so we're gonna do the triangle strike just like before. Then we're gonna take our left hand and bring it up. I'm gonna cover my mic. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. Make my fingers on cover my ear, protect my ear. My thumb rests on top of my shoulder. I'm gonna bring the elbow down so it's out of the way. I'm gonna strike and do a number 1 strike. And it's gonna come around to my hand. If it doesn't, just come back and try again until you get it. And then I gotta get my right hand out of the way because I'm about to do something pretty dynamic. So I'm gonna pull my right hand into here. And then I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna do like a back hit. Bam, like that, and then bring it up. Now that back hit is very, very powerful, and it is a great way to really deliver a lot of energy and power here. Now, I would caution you, these have chain on them. If I still had hair, it would be pulling the hair out and going behind my head. And so if you have long hair, make sure you wear it up in like a top knot or a bun on top. Like I used to wear it in a top knot all the time, just so that I wouldn't pull my hair out. Or just use rope chucks, and that's the same thing too. So again, triangle, 1, 2, 3, hand up, go around the head, whip it across, and then bring it up. Now you can bring it up any way you want, you can just bring it straight over. I like to do figure 8s anytime I come to the back of my shoulder. I don't know why, just I've always been that way. All right, number 4 is the easy one. You're actually gonna do the 3 strikes. So you're gonna strike number 1, strike number 2, strike number 3. Now as you come out of that, you can do a figure 8, or you can just come straight over the arm, but catch it and then go to the other side. So it has a transition built into it. And so we're gonna do strike number 1, strike number 2, and strike number 3. And again, as you come out of it, go over, transition to the other side. That's one I can just turn on the music and do over and over and over and over and over and get faster and faster and faster with it. I like to change up what chucks I use too. These have a certain weight to them, and you get used to the length of the chain and the weight of them, and that's all well and good, but I want to be able to pick up any and be able to use them. And so I like to transition to do others. Now, strike number 5, combo number 5. This one's the one that took me the longest to learn. It's got some really kind of cool things that you do with it. So basically imagine someone standing behind me. All I'm gonna do is go for my figure 8 and I'm gonna hit them in the side of the head. It's called a C hit. And so basically all I'm doing is, I'm gonna do this from the side so you can see. I'm doing a forward figure 8. And as I come to the inside, I'm gonna point it down, I'm gonna point it out to the side. And here I'm gonna draw a giant letter C in the air. And as I do, I keep constant pressure on the chain. I go over to my belt like I'm doing strike number 2, and then back to here and over. And so done quickly, boom, and back to there. And it just kind of adds a very dynamic effect to it. The main thing you're trying to do here is to keep that constant pressure on your rope or chain so it's not jumping around. Now there's a second version of this, we call it a mini C. And so you're doing the rotation here, and then as you come in, you're just gonna do one outside rotation. And so it just turn the wrist over. So I'm doing one of these and then coming back. And so it's basically I'm doing a figure 8 with an additional rotation on the outside, and it just looks cool. All right, now, hand rolls. Everybody wants to learn about hand rolls, okay? And these aren't in any form. I don't recommend them, but here's the way I look at it. If you're a basketball player and you don't know how to spin the ball on your finger, people are gonna question whether or not you're a good basketball player. You should have some ball handling skills. The Harlem Globetrotters should go, hey, you know, he'd be good for us, right? And so I think that you need to have good weapon handling skills too. And so here's the way to practice your hand rolls. Just start with it at your side, and you're gonna roll it backwards over your hand. And you're gonna have to time this just right. You're gonna let go with that hand and grab the other chuck there. Continue the rotation until it lays over your wrist. And now all you're gonna do is pop the wrist forward, and it'll come back. And so again, you have to let go at the right time when you're coming forward and back. This is just a very basic version of it, but again, you want to practice this not till you get it right, but until you no longer get it wrong, okay? All right, a variation on this, which I think is significantly harder, is the skirt. And so you're going to go back and forth on belt, 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 sort of, and then as you get here and you start to come back, you're going to let it roll over the back of your hand. So now you have the reverse grip, and then you can do it coming back as well. And so just coming back and forward with it, and so that you're getting that rotation. All right, let's look at how this progresses. So let's say, for instance, I'm doing a forward figure 8. And as I come to the inside, I let it roll over the hand to a reverse grip. And I'm still going forward figure 8, so which just seems to be everybody's favorite. And now as I go to the outside, I'm gonna roll over the hand again to get it back overhand. And you can add it all together, and next thing you know, you're jamming and doing whatever you want to do with it. And so that's the hand rolls, and there's also finger spins and thumb spins and stuff like that. Not stuff that I put a lot of time and energy into, but that's next on my list of things to improve on. All right, guys, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right, Grandmaster out.